Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and it's Sunday, so it's another random destruction. I hope you've all had a good weekend, and it's been a bit of a funny old day. I've played some decent games, I've played some decent games, but there've been losses, unfortunately, and these are 3 of them. So this match, it's Himmelsdorf Blizzard, as you can see. And I'm in the British, or one of the British tier 10 heavy tanks. I'm in the Chieftain. Quite a nice turret on this. Very good gun with a fantastic rate of fire, aiming time and accuracy are absolutely stunning. The hull is quite weak and it is a bit sluggish, to be honest. As you can see, I mean, I'm really just crawling up here. The other tier 10 British heavy, the FV215B, does have its gun isn't quite as good as this. It's not far off, but it's not quite as good. But it does have I'd say a stronger hull, and it has a slightly more powerful engine. So it's just that little bit more, just a little bit more nippy, I would have said. But yeah, obviously, like I said before, tier 10 match. I'm going to try and come up the hill. There's not many that have come up. There's a couple of mediums, and you know, depending on what comes up the other side, they might need a bit of a hand. And I can't see many enemy tanks down in the town so far, so I've got a horrible feeling that, yeah, some of them are going to be up here. And in fact, there's a Skoda T50, there's an 430, which I missed. I take a hit from possibly the IS-7, but I managed to score one back. And yeah, there's T110E5 coming over. He's just taking a hit from Artie, though. I'm just trying to position myself. It's very good gun depression, and like I said, very good turret. And I was just trying to position so that I could actually get some shots and use that turret. Now, I said that the hull on this is quite weak, and it is. The Conqueror there just managed to hit the weak spot on top of his turret. But the upper glacis can bounce quite a few shots. It might be thin, but it's very, very well angled, and especially, again, when you're using gun depression over a rise like this, you can bounce a few off your upper glacis as well. You just do not expose your lower, because that would be a very big mistake. That is very weak, and you've got a couple of big old ammo racks behind there as well, which turns out to be not much fun. Now, I've managed to track the Conqueror. Looks like he'd burnt a repair kit to try and get his tracks back up, and I don't blame him, but his lower glacis is that thin that I'm having no problem putting shells straight through, even though it's very well angled. And yeah, these guys on the right, they've managed to force their way round. I did manage to set that medium on fire though, which was fortunate. Now the 430 is coming to have a go. Here's the IS-7, put one through his tracks and damaged him as well as tracked him. Somebody else has tracked the 430, which is nice, possibly RT. Oh, didn't quite finish him off, and he's got behind me. A little bit of damage done. Yeah, take another hit. Managed to take out the 430. The IS-7 rammed me and not quite killed me. And then the M103, was it? He didn't quite kill me either. And I managed to take out the IS-7, but yeah. That Conqueror that I was going at, he came over the hill just as I was turning my turret to try and deal with the American heavy that went past me. And that was me done, unfortunately. And, yep, that ended up in a loss as well, I'm afraid. I came out there with 3 kills, just over 3,800 damage done, just over 1,100 assisted, and just over 2,700 blocked. And that put me at the top of the table as well, so I was quite surprised by that. I didn't feel like I'd done a great deal there, but it was just quite a fun little encounter that I thought I'd share with you. It was yeah, it was fun while I did it. You know, even though we lost, I enjoyed that bit. It was quite good fun. Like I say, getting sandwiched and managing to survive and take them down as well. It was quite nice. Anyway, here we are for the second one. Tier 7 match. I'm in my T29, still going after that 3rd mark of excellence, and of course I just love my T29. Possibly, yeah, I think my favourite tank in the game. And yeah, I think I'm up to like 90%, just over like 90.01 or something daft like that, I think. And this match, it does put it up slightly by a point few percent, but not by much. And again, you know, I've played fairly well in this match. Got a decent sort of result at the end of it, but unfortunately it was just a loss again. And you know, I think I put a match on the other week with this where I think was it about just over 4,000 damage done. You know, it's not as high as that. It's a decent amount of damage. Like I say, you know, it was a decent game. It was just unfortunately a loss. And the Panzer 5-4 going up to towards the lighthouse there. Thought I might try and get a cheeky on him, but I didn't manage. But there's a tier 4 light who's made his way around behind us. Don't know if he's going for Arty. Well, he's not going anywhere now. And I'm going to try and push. See, here on Cliff, when I'm top tier in something like the T29 with a very good turret, and there's only one Arty in play, I will take the risk and I will push up to this point here in sort of F6-ish, and I will try and push over and intercept anything going around or going to go around the back of the big hill. And because, you know, obviously the T29's got a fantastic turret, really good gun depression, you can work this ridge line, and you know, you can actually, like I say, intercept them and sometimes just put a stop to them going around there altogether. It allows your guys to come around and you know, then go into their flanks because they're looking at you. It can be a risky manoeuvre, it can be very risky, and you know, it doesn't always work. But like I say, when I'm top tier like this, in this sort of situation, in this sort of tank, it's a fairly low risk sort of encounter. Although I'm making a bit of a meal out of taking down this T43, I must admit. You know, I've lost nearly half my health. So yeah, that could have been done a bit better. But there's not much else over here. I don't know where that shot went on the T34 really, by the way. It just disappeared into the middle of nowhere. I did manage to take out the IS there. Been having a couple of issues with the signal as well today. The sort of signal bars at the top didn't seem to drop, but it just lag for a split second or a second or two every now and again. I think it does in possibly in the next match. But now I've managed to push my way over, although I have seen that, you know, bunch of enemy tanks pushing round the hill. They managed to get round there, and there's a full health T29 on his way back. I managed to plant a good solid hit, and he takes off a bit of my health as well. Now I'm just going to try and side scrape off here. There's his turret. There's just a rock or an outcrop there somewhere that's just preventing me, and you know, I'm only on 429 health. If he's got the 105, you know, he can 320 average damage per shot. It's not going to take a lot to finish me off, so I don't want to be too aggressive. I've got to be cautious here. And he's shot and missed, so now's my chance. Pop round and try and get a shot into him before he reloads. He has got the 105. I managed to get a hit into him, and he hits the ground on the way back, so I'm going to go back for more because I'll reload again before he does. And it just went into his tracks. But again, luckily, he looks like he's going for my lower glacis, or he's going for the tracking shot, and he's missed again, and I didn't, although Arty is now paying a bit of attention to me. But it's now looking a bit more of a fair fight. We're both on about a third health, so I'm quite happy that I've managed to get him down to that from full health with taking minimal damage myself. Just trying to get a hit on him, and again I think he was going for my turret weak spot possibly, and he missed. And I'm going to take my time, aim up for his lot of glacis, and that was a mistake because Arty managed to land one on me. So yeah, I'm now 91 health. I shouldn't have taken my time to aim for that shot then. Probably should have just tried a clutch shot and taken my chances, but then again, if I'd have done that, then maybe he'd have taken me out. So, well, we live and learn, don't we? These things happen. But I'm on 91 health. They're capping. There's no, I was going to say there's 3 of us left. There's not. There's just me and one other heavy. And yeah, I really need to reset cap, but I don't think I'm going to get there quite in time. If I can just get to the cliff overlooking the cap, I might be able to reset it, but it's going to be tricky. 2 of us against what we got, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Yeah, that's going to be a tricky comeback. And I just got to get to cap, and I just not quite fast enough, I don't think. And now I'm the last one left against 8. If I can reset the cap, I can have a bit of breathing room. I don't know what health they're on, but no. Countdown's on 0, that's it, done. And unfortunately, just went back there as fast as I could, and it just wasn't quite fast enough. But I came out of that one with just over 2,700 damage done myself, and just over 1,100 blocked. I think my on a high caliber, my mark of excellence went up to 90.31. So came top of the table with a hell of a lot more damage than anybody else. The nearest person on the team was 837, and I was over 2,700. So yeah, bit of a shame that I lost that one. Like I say, played a fairly decent game. But that just seemed to have been what it was today. If I played a sort of bit of a mediocre game, we ended up winning. Play a decent game, we ended up losing. But here we are for the last of the replays. Tier 9 match. I'm in the Tier 9 American Auto-Loading Medium. It's a bit of a mouthful. The T54E1. Fully upgraded now. Got the 105 on it, I think it is, with 210 pen, which is a bit low, to be fair, for a Tier 9, but it it does have the advantage of an auto-loader. And I think it's something like 320 average damage per shot, and you've got 4 of those before a fairly lengthy reload. Not as lengthy a reload as the French auto-loaders, because you don't hold as many rounds in the magazine. But at 33.02 seconds, yeah, it's long enough. So I'm just waiting to see where people are going. Now, this tank and other tanks like this are capable of large amounts of burst damage, large amount of damage in a very short period of time, but then you do have that 30-second reload or whatever. Some tanks it's more. Now, they're not much good at holding a line, or sort of holding holding a point or a choke point on their own, because once you've shot your load, you've got to then wait for the reload. So really, you've got to be with somebody else. You've got to be with somebody, either another one of these that can cover you while you're reloading. So you use your clip while you're reloading, they use theirs, or with just a normal tank with a standard tank gun on it, so that while you're reloading, they can try and cover. So hence that's why I was waiting to see where people were going. So I didn't end up going first in and holding a choke point on my own. The banana road really does need covering, and we have got guys doing that. And there's a few of them going up the hill towards cap. It's an encounter, and again it's just keeping an eye out. But we've got that medium that had rushed straight down towards our spawn. I mean, we've lost our RT as well, so we've lost that advantage. We've lost 2 of our TDs as well, 3 of our TDs and a heavy. So really not quite sure what's going on here, but the enemy team are playing quite aggressively. As you can see, one of the mediums, another medium should I say, rushed down towards our spawn as well. Oh, there's a T10 zipping past. I can get some shots on him. Now that was badly aimed, but that one went in, and these ones should as well. I do have a vertical stabilizer and a gun laying drive on this, because no tank, you can't have a gun rammer on it because it's an auto loader. So I've got those, and coated optics, I think. I'm pretty sure I have, yeah, because I've got quite a decent view range on it. I find that really helps the sort of first half of the match. If you've got a very good view range, if you can out-spot the enemy tanks, get shots in while you're safe, and then in the second half of the match you can sort of swoop in and clip damaged tanks. So these sort of tier 9s are on half health. You can just come in and empty a clip into them and kill them with 3 or 4 rounds. Now just waiting for the reload before I go after this T10. The Gorinic is moving down. He's going for him. He's going for the ram. He gives him a bit of a knock. Wait for the aim. not the most accurate, and some of the most, well, one of the most frustrating things with autoloaders is that a lot of the time, like, you know, you could fire all 4 shells out of your autoloader, and, you know, quite often at least one of them will not go in by either just missing completely or bouncing. So you do have to just accept that and just be pleased when all 4 rounds or all 5 or 6 rounds, whatever's in your autoloader, do actually hit the target and do pen. Now, I was going to come along here. Let's try and have a go at that tank destroyer, but there's a Conqueror just up the other end, and I'm going to try for his weak spot on top of his turret. And yeah, donked that one. Donked that one as well, and I just decide to just save my last round possibly. And I actually pull back in the hopes of just coaxing him out a little bit. Maybe he thinks I'm empty. And indeed he has come out a little bit, but I just donk my opportunity and get my loader taken out for my trouble. Now keep an eye on the hill, on the map, on the top of the hill. Yeah, we did have some tanks up there. They're now gone, unfortunately, and there are 2 enemy tanks in cap. We are, well, we are now 5 tanks down. There's me and the Gorinich left against, well, 7 tanks on the enemy team. So again, not a particularly fun situation to be in. And with an autoloader again, you know, I might be able to take 1 tank out, maybe 2 with a clip, and then I've got a 33-second reload. And, oh no, the Gorinich has taken 1 out, so there's 6 of them left. But even so, maybe I take 2 out, then I've got a 30-second reload. That's 30 seconds for them to rush me and punish me. So I'm going to have to play this possibly quite carefully. Well, that's the plan anyway. It's just painfully slow going up here, but there is quite a decent capture time on the Himmelsdorf encounter because it is up the top of the hill. It used to be quite short, and you just didn't have a chance to get up the hill unless you're in something really, really fast. So it's not too bad. 50 seconds left, you know, I've not got to rush too much. Just figuring out where they are. There they are. Oh, crap. Full health IS-3 and a half health Tiger, although the Tiger isn't fully upgraded, so straight through the front of the turret. And then another one into the IS-3, and he's pulled back. Now I have a couple of options here, and I don't know, I'm a bit indecisive. I can either go for him and put this shell in and try and set him on fire or something and then go for the reload, or I could have pulled back over the hill and gone for the reload, but I've got a feeling that these mates are going to be coming up behind me. So it's a very dodgy situation to be in, and yeah, I was trying to pull back and get around him because it, you know, it is a fairly manoeuvrable machine. Unfortunately, not quite manoeuvrable enough when you cock up the initial part of it. So I'm just going to try and get up to him, try and just give him my strongest armour if I can, which again hasn't quite worked, but I'm nearly reloaded. So let's see what comes of this. Just wait for that glorious, yeah, there we go. 1, 2 in, 3 in, and it's almost like he started panicking when he realised I'd reloaded, because he'd been doing quite a good job of keeping me in his gun sights up to that point. And then all of a sudden I just fired and got away from him and did what I was trying to do initially and get around him and stay out of his gun. Well, stay out of the way of his gun. But now there's 4 guys left. I'm going for the reload. I'm only halfway through and I've got a decision. Do I stay in the cap so they know where I am? Do I try and manoeuvre and hide and hopefully be able to pick them off? And I decide to go for the latter. I was just a bit worried about not being loaded, so what I want to do is try and get down over this hill and hope that they're not coming up the other side. But they've come up behind me the way that I came, and yeah, I just managed to bounce from the fatherland, and damn it, T-30. And that's me done. So again, I feel I played a fairly decent game there, but unfortunately it just wasn't to be, and it was another loss. And it's just, like I say, been a bit of a funny old day today. Came out of it with another high caliber defender, just over 4,300 damage done and 3 kills. And that was enough to put me at the top of the table. So yeah, I was happy with my performance in that. Just unfortunate it couldn't have been a win. But there you go. Hope you've enjoyed tonight's video. Hope it's entertained you. And I'll be back tomorrow with another one. So until then, take care out there and I'll catch you next time. See you later.